Hey, good afternoon, Denver Black with SOILCRAFT here. Wanted to take a minute to show you something. I'm out here in a no-till bean field, as you can see behind me here, and been digging around. We've been trying many different things. We've got in-furrows and microbial inoculum. We've had great success reducing sclerotinia, white mold, etc. Working on improving yields through more dense beans, right through calcium rather than through potassium or nitrogen. Not that those aren't important, they are, but timing and proximity. But also what we're looking at out here is trying to reduce disease when we're no-tilling. So trying to reduce things like rhizoctonia at planting. So what I wanted to show you was we've seen this two different times now, where when we use different things to burn down the, in this case, triticale or timothy that we're sowing into. When we use, the short of it is, when we use glyphosate, guys, we know there's numerous studies that show that it increases fusarium. And this is the second time now where we've seen, especially with cool temperatures, like we've had cool, wet weather, where we see that when beans are emerging, rhizoctonia pressure is so much higher when we use glyphosate as a burn down tool. So in this instance particularly, there's areas of this field you'll see that have more green, more of the triticale regrowing, and areas where there's less. In areas where there's less, that means that when they sprayed the glyphosate, there were growing plants here, and that's why there aren't any now. In areas where it's greener, it means it hadn't greened up again yet when it was sprayed, and so there was really nothing active when it came to the glyphosate. So what we're finding here is where there's less green, because the glyphosate was active and it terminated the triticale. So A and B, where there's pinning, especially because they were sowing with the rows here as opposed to on an opposed angle, we see disease. And what does that look like? Well, let me show you what that looks like. Here's what we're looking at up close, guys. See this classic rhizoc on beans pitting, and in some cases the lower part of the stem will be rotted off, woody, and you'll be able to see that. Seriously interrupts xylem and phloem. You've only got a little bit right here on this side for plant sap flow. Over on this side is completely dead, and we've got a vector here for more insect damage and more disease, as opposed to a nice healthy white. And here's that pinning I was talking about, right down one of the old rows basically. So we're placing new seedlings right in with old residue. And what we've got is we had Roundup actively working to kill the triticale, and so that shifts our microbial community to saprophytic decomposition. So it trying to break this down. And we see things like fusarium bloom because it's a primary decomposer. But as it does, it exudes those acids that break down plant material, right? And so it's like, no offense, bro, I'm just trying to do my job and break down this dead material. But in the meantime, it's breaking down the live plant, and we end up with, collateral damage, guys. Thanks so much, and God bless.